Hey everyone, this is Chris Decker, your inaugural guest host for the first episode of the Real Connor Miller Show. Connor, welcome to your show. Tell us more about yourself.
So my name's Connor Miller. I'm one of the co-founders here at Ardenx. Ardenx is an asset-based third-party logistics provider. We have clients that pay us to move their goods from point A to point B all over the country domestically, and we also ship things internationally within Canada and Mexico. The journey to get to this position hasn't been an easy one. It's been plenty of failures, plenty of struggles along the road. And through those struggles, I've had some realizations and learned some lessons that I'd like to share through this show. So I thank you all for tuning in, and I look forward to you being here along for the journey. A little bit about myself. I'm 28 years old. I have a wife and a 2.5-year-old. Family is my whole life besides business. I'm probably one of the more boring people you'll meet in your life. Literally all I do is come to the office and work and go home and spend time with my wife and my son. I might seem a little old school for somebody that may be a little more progressive, but those values are always going to be instilled in me. Those are the values that I live my life on, and those will never change.
What are you doing with your business? I know you're pretty transparent about that.
So as far as the business goes, my goal is to sell the company. I'm looking at a 5 to 7 year time frame to do that. One thing that I think is a little bit different about me as a business owner is I'm very transparent in what my goals are. There's a lot of businesses that I see use their people to grow over time and then rug pull and get rid of all their people through an acquisition and things of that nature. And that's something that I'll never do. We run the business on 10 principles, and I would consider those 10 principles to be morally subjective. We're very much a values-based business. The business was founded actually as a family business. And I think the reason why we were able to grow the way we did is because we ran the business on values instead of being transactional. There's a lot of businesses out there that'll run their business off of just what they can get from you and not have a partnership. And we've gone the polar opposite of that. And we've built partnerships with our clients. We've built partnerships with our employees and partnerships with the independent contractors that we work with. We value all the people we work with. It's not something where just certain people get treated a certain way. The unique thing about our business is the executive level is just as involved as the people out there in the bullpen on the floor. Mm-hmm. And I don't see that traditionally at a lot of businesses. A lot of businesses, the executives sit in the back and collect all the money and they don't do anything. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I'll never stand for at this company.
Give me an example. What's your favorite out of all those 10?
So my favorite principle out of the 10 that we have is we build trust through transparency, no bullshit. And that's literally the principle that's on our wall in the office. One thing that I found in our business, especially in the transportation brokerage business, there's a lot of companies that run their businesses very dishonestly. There's a lot of companies that use certain tactics to get their foot in the door and start running your business. And that's something that we've never done. We've always started small with clients that we've had and grown those clients over time through partnership and relationship with the client, making sure that we can deliver on the needs that they have and that we're not just selling them some bullshit that they don't need. There's a lot of people out there, especially in transportation. Transportation's like a beg for business type of industry. There's sales guys hitting the phone left and right everywhere. Mm-hmm. And we're more of a needs-based selling business. We want to figure out if we can actually fulfill the need that you have before we even try to build that partnership. I mean, there's certain times where we've actually turned down doing business with clients because we didn't feel as if we were a good fit for what they were looking for. And that's almost unheard of in our business because our business is one of, we can do everything you want us to do no matter what. We're going to overpromise and underdeliver. And that's what 99% of the other brokerages out there do. And that's something we'll never do.
One thing that I'm curious about is the concept of finding balance. Is that bullshit?
So the concept of finding balance is something that I've struggled with throughout my career. I started my career when I was young. I was 22 years old, and it basically became my whole life. When we first rebranded the company to Ardenx, I was basically showing up to the office at 7 a.m. and leaving every night at 9 p.m. And through that time, I actually became miserable. Because I didn't realize how important it was to at least strive to find balance. I believe balance is an arbitrary standard that we will never achieve. So we have to give ourselves grace, especially as entrepreneurs. We're trying, and as long as we know we're doing our best to achieve that balance every single day, it's not something you're really ever going to hit consistently. There's always going to be a time where maybe you don't want to hit that meeting and you want to go to your son's baseball game, and that's fine. You know, you don't have to hold yourself to that arbitrary standard of, oh my gosh, I have to do it like this, you know. And then there's going to be times where maybe your daughter has a piano recital and you have a big meeting that you want to take, and you feel as if you don't take that meeting, you're probably going to lose out on a deal. And it's fine to take that meeting. The reason why is you're instilling a good example in your child. You're letting them know that pursuing your dreams is a good thing, and it's okay to make those sacrifices. And as long as you preface it in that way with your children as you're raising them, I believe they'll become way more productive adults.
Well, let's talk about your team though. So how do those values translate to the team? Like, is your team a family?
So the team, one thing that I hate about most businesses is they want to say that they're a family, right? And the way that I look at that is it's the bullshit that every company that's struggling with culture regurgitates because they don't know what else to say, right? It's very unthought out. It's very common for a business owner to say that they have a family in their business, right? I don't view our company as a family. And the reason why is I would never fire a family member. But you do fire employees at times. There's times where people don't work out and you have to do that. It's just part of the process. I would consider our business more of a community. We win and lose together. We grow together every single day. If somebody's not adding value to the community, the leaders come together and figure out a way to, one, either get the person better or get rid of the person from the community and replace that person with a more valuable member. So, I mean, when you hear that from most business owners that, you know, their business is like a family, if you go to an interview and you hear that in the interview, fucking run.
That's a really interesting concept, man, is that you can win and lose together. You wouldn't necessarily fire a family member, but this concept of community is very interesting to me. And I think community also, if you're using that term, now includes the partners that you have, your entire ecosystem, and it all kind of starts to work together. I understand that you have some big dreams with this podcast to connect people, to share stories, to communicate with the world, to communicate with people that maybe have fucked up their life and let them know that there's always another chance. Could you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, part of the premise of this show is going to be that literally you can fuck your life up left and right all the way to hell and back and still come back from it. I mean, I'll briefly give you guys a little introduction on how I fucked up my life. I've been to jail 5 different times. I got addicted to heroin when I was 17. I've been to 5 different rehabs. For a stint, I was homeless, living out of cars and living off friends' couches and things of that nature. And there was a time in my life where I never thought I would even make it past 21 years old. And today, the business that I own now does 140 million a year in revenue. We have 80 employees. I have a beautiful family. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this show is, I don't know if people realize, but last year more people died from fentanyl overdose than they did from COVID. And that's absolutely ridiculous. You know, it's not talked about enough. There's not people like me that are in the public light that speak on it like I do. And I think that needs to change a lot. So I'm willing to be the person that's out there speaking about it because I do believe that certain people will benefit from hearing things and stories like this.
I think that applies to any stage of life.
Yeah, I mean, it applies to anything too. Like, you don't have to be a person that has screwed up your life because you got addicted to drugs, right? Like, there could be so many different things that happen. Maybe you made a boatload of wrong decisions trying to start a business and you failed and went bankrupt. Okay, that's fine. Do it again. Do it different. You know, there's a lot of people that quit when shit gets hard, and when they get halfway to their goal, there's this meme that I like to reference a lot with employees and just people that are in my inner circle. There's the meme where the guy's hitting the pickaxe against the wall and they're both pretty much the same distance from the wall. One guy gives up and walks away and throws in the towel. The other guy keeps hitting the fucking wall until he hits the diamonds. That's what life is. Life is all about continuing to hit that wall until you break it the fuck down.
So, I mean, we're at an interesting moment right now as you begin this journey, as there are people that are now literally listening to this exact episode that may resonate so deeply with that, but they kind of need an invitation right now.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that I see, you know, as far as is the pivotal moments in life like that is people don't realize that it's up to them, right? Like, it's not going to fall in your lap. Nobody's going to hold your hand and take you to the water to drink it. It's going to be on you to discover how to get there. It's going to be on you to make that decision to change your life. Nobody's going to come in there and show you how to do it, right? It's all trial and error and every single day getting 1% better. And if you can make that decision today to strive to get 1% better every single fucking day, your life will change dramatically 3 years from now. You won't even recognize the person you become, and it'll be unbelievable how great your life gets.
So I want to invite the listener right now to make that decision wherever you are, whatever you've been through, whatever's going on. Make that decision right now to get 1% better. Make that decision right now to subscribe to this show, to hear what Connor is talking about. There's a reason why this is called the real Connor Miller Show. Is you're not going to get this fake bullshit. You will get the real things directly from someone who is doing it. I really appreciated hearing a little bit more of your story today. Connor, do you have any closing words for those that are listening?
One thing that I would say about me is the reason I'm doing this is because I literally have nothing to lose from it. I mean, like, I have nothing to gain from it either. I don't care about doing this to make money. I don't care about doing this to become popular. I'm doing this for the sole reason that I believe the things that I've learned through my experiences can make an impact on somebody's life. And that's the reason that I think you should subscribe to this show.